and so on and so forth. Every time he got caught, all I did was try to figure out how could somebody with an IQ of 146 be so damn stupid. His teacher said he was a genius, especially when it came to math. His brain was like a calculator, but what good did it do? I'm still waiting for the day to come when all them numbers add up to something. Something must have happened to him behind them bars, 'cause ever since then, and we talking 12, 13 years ago, Lewis ain't been right. In the head. He can't finish nothing he start. Sometime he don't even start. Fortunately, he ain't been back to jail, except for a couple of DUIs, and he did have sense enough to stop fooling around with that dope after so many of his friends OD'd. Now all he do is smoke a little reefer, sit in that dreary one-bedroom apartment drinking 1,000,000 ounces of Old English and play chess with the Mexicans. When ain't nobody there but him, which ain't often 'cause he can't stand being by himself more than a few hours, he do crossword puzzles, hard ones, and he good at it. These he do finish, and from what I gather, he done let about hundreds of women walk through his revolving door for a day or two, but then all he do is complain about Donetta, his ex-wife, who he ain't been married to now going on 6 years, so most of 'em don't come back. And don't let him get a buzz going. Every other word out of his mouth is Donetta. He talk about her like they just got divorced yesterday. She wanted a perfect man, he claimed, or I almost killed myself trying to please that woman. But even though Donetta was a little slow, she was nice, decent. After I'd left Cecil for the 3rd time, I stayed with him for close to a month. By the 2nd week, I was almost ready for the loony bin. First off, Donetta couldn't cook nothing worth eating. She wasn't exactly Oprah when it came to having a two-way conversation. Cleaning house was at the bottom of her things-to-do list, and that boy needed his ass beat at least twice a day, but she only believed in that white folks' time-out mess. She didn't have as much sense as a Christmas turkey, and how you supposed to lead a child down a path when you lost your damn self? I understood completely when that child turned to God, got saved, and finally stopped giving Lewis dessert at night. A few months ago, she sent me a pink postcard from some motel in San Diego saying she got married, is 7 months pregnant, and they already know it's a girl, and her new husband's name is Todd, and he wants to adopt Jamil, and what do I think about all this? And then, P.S., not that it should matter, but Todd is white. First of all, who she marry is her business, even though Lewis will probably have a stroke when he find out. But one thing I do know, kids love whoever take care of them. Lewis been lost since she left, and he blames everybody except Lewis for his personal misery. Can't find no job. I'm a threat to the white man, he says. How, I ask. You more of a threat to yourself, Lewis. He huffs and puffs. I'm a victim, and I say, I agree, of poor-ass planning. And then he goes off and explains the history of the human race, and then black people, and then finally we get to the 20th century and the castration of the black man that's still going on in society today, because just look at how successful the black woman is compared to us. This is when I'd usually hand him another beer, which finally either shut his ass up or he'd nod off into a coma. Tragedy is his middle name. For years I fell for his mess, would lend him my Mary Kay money, my insurance bill money, even pawned my wedding ring once so he could pay his child support. But then it started to dawn on me that the only time he called is when he wants something, so I stopped accepting the charges. Last week he come calling me to say another one of his little raggedy cars broke down on the side of the freeway, way out in redneck country where Rodney King got beat up, and I guess I was supposed to feel sorry for him, which I did, for a hot minute. But then I remembered he ain't had no driver's license for close to a year. And then he asked, could I wire him $350 till his disability check came, and this time, this was my answer. Hell no. He got mad. You don't care what happens to me, do you, Ma? Don't start that mess with me, Lewis. You don't understand what I'm going through, not one bit, do you? It don't matter whether I understand or not. I'm your mother, not your wife, not your woman, and I ain't no psychiatrist neither. What happened to Conchita? It's Carlita, Comacita, Consuela, Conleche, whatever. We broke up. I'm shocked. I need your help, Ma, for real. So what else is new? You ain't even supposed to be driving, Louis. Then how am I supposed to look for work or get to work? I decided to just pretend like I didn't hear him say the word work. I don't know. Call one of your friends, Louis. I ain't got no friends with that kind of money. It's tough out here for black men, Ma, and especially if you handicapped. Don't you know that? I didn't know you was handicapped. I got arthritis. And I'm 3 months pregnant with triplets. How come don't nobody ever believe me when I tell the truth? I can't hardly ball up my fist, my knuckles is so swollen. And on my right wrist, the bone is sticking out. Oh, never mind. Ma, please. I have to go now, Louis. I ain't got no $350. Yes, you do. You calling me a lie? No. I'm telling you, all my money is spent. Where's Daddy? Barbecuing. Where you think, I say, lying my butt off. Could you ask him and tell him it's for you? I just started laughing. First of all, I ain't seen Cecil in over a month, but I didn't feel like getting into it right then. He groaned. How about $200 then? That's when I slammed the receiver down because I couldn't stand hearing him beg. My hands were shaking so bad and my heart was beating a mile a minute, so I reached in the kitchen drawer, grabbed my spray, and took 2 or 3 quick puffs. Seemed like he ain't gonna be satisfied till he used me up. That thought alone made me start crying, and I don't like to cry, 'cause it always do me right in. I couldn't get no air to come through my nose or mouth, and I clenched my fist and said in my head, God, give me strength. As I made my way to my room and sat on the edge of the bed, turned on my machine and grabbed that plastic tube and sucked until my palms got slippery and my forehead was so full of sweat that I snatched my wig off and threw it on the floor. I love Louis. Would give him my last breath. Lord knows I don't want nothing bad to happen to him, but Louis got problems I can't solve. It's some things love can do, and it's some things it can't. I can't save him. Hell, I'm trying to figure out how to save myself. Now, Charlotte, she a bull, all right. And I wish I didn't feel like this, but I do. Half the time, I can't stand her. I don't know how her husband can tolerate her ass either. I feel sorry for Al, really. He's one of them pussy-whipped, henpecked kind of husbands, but try to pretend like he's Superman in front of company. Everybody knows Charlotte is a bossy wench from the word go. We ain't spoke this time going on 4 months. I think the record is 5 or 6. I can't remember. But hell, all I did was tell her she need to spend more time at home with them kids, and she went off. When was the last time you worked full-time, took care of 3 kids and a husband, ran a household and 3 laundromats, Mama, huh? Never, I said. So how can you sit there on your high horse telling me what you think I should be doing? Get some help and stop trying to do it all yourself. Do you know how expensive housekeepers is these days? Oh, stop being so damn cheap, Charlotte. You don't have no trouble spending it. Cheap? Let me... I heard Tiffany got expelled and Monique is running her mouth so much in class that she might be next. Who told you this? Janelle? With her big mouth. I know it. I just know it. Well, first of all, it ain't true. It is true. And it's your fault for not being there to keep their behinds in line. I'ma pretend like I didn't hear that. But let me tell you something, Mother. Tiffany did not get expelled. She got sent home for wearing too much perfume, 'cause half the class, including the teachers, started getting nauseous. And for your information, Monique just told a joke that made everybody laugh. I knew she was lying through her teeth, but I didn't dare say it, so I just said, uh-huh. And since Janelle's running her mouth so much, did she bother to tell you that Monique is also having a tough time 'cause we regulating her medication? I got her medicine all right. Mama, you know what? I'm so tired of your sarcastic remarks. I don't know what to do. Sick of 'em. You never have nothing nice to say about my kids. That's bullshit and you know it. It ain't bullshit. When they do something good, then I'll have a reason to say something nice. See? That's what I mean. Has Dingus thrown a touchdown pass lately? And what about your darling Shanice? Did she get straight A's again? Go ahead and throw it in my face. I could use some more good goddamn news today. You better watch your mouth. I'm